Well, there's been a dramatic escalation in the International Criminal Court overnight, with prosecutors applying to have arrest warrants issued for the Israeli PM and his defence minister for alleged war crimes. The ICC's prosecutor, Karim Khan, also asked the court to consider arrest warrants for senior Hamas leaders over the October 7 attacks.
There has been swift reaction from Israel, with Benjamin Netanyahu labelling the application absurd and anti-Semitic. The court in The Hague is expected to take weeks to consider the request, but there has already been strong condemnation this morning from the US and the UK. Let's go straight to our Middle East correspondent, Eric Torchek. Eric, good morning. How significant is this?
Well, Michael, it is a credible allegation that Israeli officials have overseen the commission of war crimes and crimes against humanity, including notably the crime of extermination. And in order to make those allegations, the prosecutor for the ICC, Karim Khan, pointed to Israeli statements and Israeli actions, including things like cutting off the water supply to populations within the Gaza Strip, cutting off the entry of food into the Gaza Strip. He cited the targeting of civilian areas and knowing while they were targeting Hamas leaders that there would be high civilian death tolls associated with both their bombardment and invasion of the Gaza Strip. It's also a signal to non-state armed groups like Hamas that the commission and planning and ordering of attacks like that which occurred inside Israel on October the 7th will also be closely scrutinised, and those that ordered the attacks will be held accountable. In terms of how significant it will ultimately prove to be, that depends, Michael, on the pre-trial chamber of the International Criminal Court. There, 3 judges will assess this application, and they'll be the ones who decide if arrest warrants for those 5 individuals are issued.
What has been the reaction from the leaders concerned here?
So a furious reaction inside Israel. The foreign minister says he's going to ask states not to comply with the arrest warrants if the court does in fact issue them, and also from Israel's allies who've condemned the application for the arrest warrants as outrageous. The leaders of Hamas say that they've also reacted angrily, saying that this application equates the victim with the executioner. But let's hear from one of the people named, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who says the application itself is anti-Semitic.
The ICC has no jurisdiction over Israel, and Mr. Khan's actions will not stop us from waging our just war against Hamas. But Mr. Khan's abuse of this authority will turn the ICC into nothing more than a farce. He's doing something else. He is callously pouring gasoline on the fires of anti-Semitism that are raging across the world.
So what this does is adds even more international pressure to Israel as it decides how to continue its invasion inside the Gaza Strip. It's already been asked not to push any further into the southern Gaza city of Rafah, and there's heated debate even inside Israel itself about whether the war and its aims of retrieving the hostages and destroying Hamas's capabilities for both governing and acting militarily, whether those aims can even be achieved.